Hey 228, today we're going to look at section views. So you might remember this part from a previous homework assignment, and I know how much you all enjoyed it. So we're going to look at it again, but this time we're just going to look at it in terms of section views. So we're going to do a couple things. The first thing I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to delete some of these views. I'm going to make this view a little bit bigger. Okay, so if I wanted a section view that really gave me a nice view of this internal geometry here of these revolved cuts, what I would want to do is create a full section view. It's going to have a vertical cutting line right down the center. So that's what we're going to start with. In my view layout tab, I selected section view. I'm automatically, by default, I'm in the section tab, and I'm selecting the vertical cutting line. And now I'm just going to come to the middle of my part, hit my green check, and then pull my view off to the side. Can you tell I tried to make a video and then had to stop and start over? Okay, changing that to A. All right, so now let's think about what we're looking at here. What are these holes? What are these revolved cuts? Okay, well, this is just a projection from this view. Let's create this away for just a second. I'm going to pull a projection off of the, okay. Move this down. Bring this over. Okay, so what you're looking at? Well, you're looking at a projection, but if you were to cut it straight down the center and see, so it's like you've got this plane cutting this thing right in half. So these circles here, they're those cuts through the clamp, those circular cuts. See, same over here. I think some of you were confused by this on the homework, but I think you thought that these were those holes, but they're not. They're those. And so here you can see that geometry. Now, on this section view, you're not seeing this interior view or this interior geometry, right? Because my cutting plane is straight down. It's through here. So it's just acting as though that it's just, there's nothing to look at there. You've just got those object lines. Like you're seeing this that's underneath, if that makes sense. But here now, where this is a little messy, hard to see, hard to dimension to, now we've got a view that's really clear and we could dimension what these internal cuts are in a much clearer way, I would say. So yes, delete, yes. Let's take another view just for fun. Okay. Won't tell us that much, but we can take a horizontal full section view as well. But that just gives us like the profile of the shape through it. Now we could use this view. Well, I would do it with another view. Anyway, so now let's talk about half section views. So again, I'm going to go to my section view tab, but now I need to make sure that I'm in my half section. So these arrows indicate the direction you would be observing if you were to cut this part out. So the piece that's here, that's what's being cut away so that you can see inside the interior geometry. So I'm going to select the top left side, and then I'm going to select a point in the center and pull my section view off to the side. Okay, so again, think about what you're looking at here. From this view, it's a lot like the right view, you know, just a different orientation because it's pulled off from the top view. But these here, they're those holes. Then again, you're seeing this internal cut. Hidden lines are gone. There's no hidden lines on section views. You've just got these object lines to indicate changes in geometry. And the cutting line is shown on the orthographic projection. So oftentimes, a section view is going to take the place of one of your orthographic projections. So if I was actually going to create a section view from this and get the most information, probably what I would do is an offset section view so that I can get both this internal geometry and then these. So let's go ahead and do that. So in section view, select vertical like we have been. And then instead of just hitting your green check, I want you to do notch offset. So I'm going to go on either side of my points, and then my third click indicates the depth. Let's just start with that. Okay, so green check, pull it off to the side. That does make it odd. Okay, so now through the power of editing, you can see I've pulled in this part here. I've got an isometric view, so you can see it a little bit better, like you understand what it is. But okay, so I'm going to come in and pull in a top view of this part from my view palette. Escape so that it doesn't keep adding projections. I am going to change the size so it's a little bit bigger for us. Okay. Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to do an offset section view. So in my view layout tab, with section view, I'm in that full section view, and I'm going to go do a horizontal cutting line. So I'm selecting a point in the center, but instead of hitting my green check, what I'm going to do is hit this notch offset. And actually, I'm going to do 2. You could do 1 or 100, but let's start with 1. And notice that it tells me what to do. It's got the points labeled. So 1 and 2, so I need it on either side of the feature, and then 3 is the depth that I want. So either side of the feature, 1, 2, and then the depth. And now I'm going to click it again because I want 2 offsets here. 1, 2, depth. Now I'm going to hit my green check. And when I pull my view off, now I can see that internal geometry really clearly, and it is much easier to dimension this than trying to dimension this from hidden lines, which can just be a mess. So this is a pretty good use of this section view tool. All right, I think that's it. If you have other questions, you should come to office hours.